What is up, guys? 10 Vivman here again, bringing you another exciting Black and White 2 Wi-Fi battle. This is an RU game that I was actually the same guy I faced in my last battle, but it was an awesome game. That's why I don't really mind, doing this. But Fret's on his end. The Whimsicott's gonna be annoying. Moltres is a huge threat if I don't get rocks up. Electivire is actually kind of a threat because I have a lot of things that don't take its hits very well, and Cinccino is always a pain in the butt. So just gonna, tread around those threats carefully. I mean, I have two good physical walls, I guess, in Qwilfish and Spiritomb, although Spiritomb has some mixed defenses. But other than that, I think I should be okay, but we'll see. But let's get this battle started. And I figure since, he's got Moltres, I want to lead off with my Druddigon just to get those Stealth Rocks up. But unfortunately for me, he ends up leading with the Whimsicott. And that kind of screws me over just because he could taunt me, he could cause all sorts of shenanigans with, substitute and stuff. I don't have a phasing move, so I've got to switch out here. I'm going to go out into my Nidoqueen because Nidoqueen can threaten this thing out easily with one of its powerful moves. But surprisingly, he actually has Cotton Garden on his Whimsicott, which I don't really see as crazy since it really buffs up its defense. I mean, it's okay, I guess. But, now, my attacking move was pretty obvious. I guess he might have expected me to just go for the Stealth Rocks here, but no. He Leaf Seeds me. I'm just going to smack him right in the face with a modest Life Orb, Sheer Force boosted Ice Beam, and that will cleanly take out the Whimsicott in one shot, which is fantastic. I don't have to worry about that thing for the rest of the game, which is great. And, yeah, Nidoqueen, one of the biggest threats in RU, is already causing havoc. But, out comes a huge threat in Feraligatr. I do not want to stay in here. I have a pretty good check to this thing in the form of my Qwilfish, actually. And Qwilfish is a great Pokemon. I mean, it's crazy. It'd be nice if we got an evolution next gen, but, it's actually RU for its great defensive typing and just great bulk and its interesting move pool. It has a lot of interesting things in its move pool, like Thunder Wave and Pain Split. It's got Intimidate, which is pretty cool, too, from the Dream World. So, but, that Waterfall does nothing to my Qwilfish, so, he's pretty much forced to switch, so I figure, oh, why not? I'll get a layer of Spikes, just so I can, put a little more offensive pressure on him. As he brings up the Hitmonchan, I really didn't know what to expect. I was kind of fearing the Thunder Punch, so I switched out. I probably could have taken a few hits, but I was like, screw it, as I go into my Spiritomb. But, interestingly, he actually ends up going for the Ice Punch here. Anyway, I really wasn't sure why he went for Ice Punch. I mean, it did a decent chunk, I guess, to my Spiritomb, which runs, like I said in previously, mixed defensive EVs. But here I kind of make a misplay. The Will-O-Wisp was kind of obvious, seeing that I had leftovers, and he brings out Moltres, and I end up going for the Willow, which sucks, because now this thing can easily threaten me out. I've got to figure out what wants to take a hit. My goodness, speak me. Anyway, yeah. I could have expected, I was pretty much expecting Fire Blast, so I figured Druddigon is my best bet to take a Fire Blast. So, out it goes, and he goes for the Fire Blast. Unfortunately, it misses, and he thought it mattered, but at the same time, it kind of didn't, just because he made some plays that really weren't, I guess, the best plays, but yeah. He turns out to be Life Orb. That Air Slash does about half, which stinks, but luckily I'm able to get my Stealth Rocks up now, which is fantastic. I mean, that's all that mattered to me. That's all I really cared that Druddigon would do. This Druddigon is, the free attack Stealth Rocks that I love this set so much. It's so good. But anyway, he's just going to hit me with another Air Slash. I was kind of worried that I would kill, but luckily I live with 18 HP, which is just fantastic. I'm able to get off an Outrage. And since I'm running lefties and not Life Orb, it's going to do an excellent jump. But Moltres has such good bulk, it's not going to take it out. But yeah, that's pretty awesome, Druddigon. So. But he makes a really weird play here and ends up going for the Roost. Now, you saw how much Outrage did previously. I don't know why he roosted on this turn, because Outrage is just going to take him out. So, yeah, that kind of didn't make sense. That's why the Fire Blast miss in the first place didn't matter, because he kind of misplayed his Moltres pretty bad. So, but whatever, Moltres goes down. Now, unfortunately for me, I'm going to get the free turn Outrage, meaning I cannot switch out after this turn, which stinks. So he can feel free to take me out of pretty much whatever he has, as he brings up the Electivire. And he's just going to take me out after the hazard damage, which is racking up considerably nicely. He's just going to take me out of an Ice Punch. And, I don't see Life Orb or anything, so I was kind of figuring he could be either Choiced or he could be Expert Belt. And, I figure Expert Belt's probably most likely because it's got such good coverage. Band or Scarf really isn't worth it. I'm sorry, I have an itch, so I'm moving my screen. Anyway, out comes my Spiritomb. Now that his Moltres is dead, I can fully take advantage of using Will-O-Wisp because nothing appreciates a burn at this point. So he's going to bring out the Hitmonchan, and I really didn't understand this either because I can't do anything to my Spiritomb. So I'm just going to send out the Will-O-Wisp. It's going to burn the Hitmonchan, which is fantastic, and that Hitmonchan is virtually useless. So that's great. Now, this Spiritomb runs Pain Split, Shadow Sneak, Will-O-Wisp, and the other move is actually Foul Play, which means, I can take advantage of other Bow's attack stats, which is pretty nice, which means, that way I can get full power through Foul Play as opposed to, having to rely on Choice Band. I can fully more invest in defenses, which is nice. And, of course, Shadow Sneak's there for priority. As you can tell, I don't think I'm invested in any attacks, so, surprisingly, that Shadow Sneak still did a decent chunk, and we would take him out after 2 Shadow Sneaks, which is fantastic. Down that Hitmonchan goes. And I'm looking pretty nice here. I've just got to be very considerably worried about Cinccino and Feraligatr and a bunch of other things. So now he sends up Feraligatr. I was kind of concerned. I really didn't know what to go for here. I was kind of fearing he had the Lumberry. So I don't exactly go for Willow here. I probably should have just brought in Qwilfish at this point, but I didn't, which was kind of silly because Waterfall does a crap ton to me. I just end up going for the Foul Play. Now, Foul Play is an excellent amount of damage. Now, the issue is it brings him to a range where I don't think a Shadow Sneak will take him out. So I just really have to play my cards right. I just really pretty much have to switch out. I'm going to go right back into my Qwilfish because I can take a hit. And, yeah, Qwilfish here just to troll, so that's the thing. And, yeah, so you're just going to go for the Waterfall. It's going to do pretty much nothing to my Qwilfish because, max defense. I've got some speed investment in this thing too, but hey, pretty good defense investment and the resisted hit. But now he's going to end up going for the Crunch. Does a considerably more, a heavier amount of damage. Now the reason I go for Waterfall here is because I was scared that he'd bring in his Electivire to take a Motor Drive boost for Thunder Wave, so I didn't go for T-Wave just to avoid that threat because then the Electivire could outspeed the rest of my team and cause some havoc. So I didn't want that to happen. So I'm just going to take out this Feraligatr of 2 Waterfalls. Now, at the same time, I really hindered my Qwilfish's survivability, so that kind of stinks. Now, I figured at this point that Qwilfish's Intimidate would be more useful than Spiritomb in general, which, to be honest, actually wasn't my best play. I probably could have brought in Spiritomb against his Electivire to take a hit, but instead I ended up sacking my Spiritomb at this point to take on a hit from Cinccino, which, sorry, I gotta clear my throat, but, yeah, this kind of stinks since I really don't have anything to reliably counter Cinccino, but he ends up going for the Bullet Seed. I was kind of expecting Tail Slap, but that's not the case. Now, I really don't know, but he actually gets 2 crits of the Bullet Seed. Judging from the damage, it might have mattered, but it's whatever. He gets, 2 crits out of 3, which sucks, but whatever. Wouldn't have mattered anyway. We would have to a KO would be with Bullet Seed regardless, so it didn't matter. But now I'm going to bring out my main trick, which is a Choice Scarf main trick, and I expected Electivire to come in, so I'm going to go for the Overheat. And yeah, that kind of stinks. But regardless, it leaves him with a sliver, and that really sucks. And he's just going to unleash a 5-hit Bullet Seed, and I figure he tells me he's banded, okay? And main trick is actually taking these hits considerably well, and I'm like, oh my god, man, are you going to take this? Are you going to take this? Are you going to take this? And it lives with 5 HP. I'm like, oh my goodness, man, you're a freaking pro. As we be able to go for the second Overheat and take out Cinccino, which is fantastic. Down that thing goes finally. And that is just absolutely fantastic. So, down goes Cinccino. Now, his last is the Electivire. Now, the reason I saved Qwilfish was because I could get an Intimidate off of it, and my Nidoqueen can survive an Earthquake, and, finish it off of an Earth Power. But, I'm able to get some last-ditch damage on this thing with an Overheat. It's, I'm at -4 special attack, so it's going to do squat diddly. But, hey, whatever, brings him to the red, so that's pretty cool and stuff. So, he's going to take me out of an Earthquake. Now, I guess I just brought in my Jynx. I have Qwilfish, Jynx, and Nidoqueen left. I think that's all I have. So, but I bring out Jynx just to see if I can speed tie with it. and take it out of an Ice Beam. I actually do win the speed tie, unless he's running Adamant, and I'm able to take him out for the game. So that was a pretty good game. This Jynx is an Ice Beam sub Nasty Plot Lovely Kiss set, but it was a pretty good game, and yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. It sucks. It's my day off on the internet now, which sucks. I'm hoping to get this video uploaded through 4G, but we'll see. My phone doesn't like accessing internet, so that's kind of sucky and stuff. But regardless, rate, comment, sub, and later, guys.